Canelo, your hero, he's overrated.
No, I don't think Canelo has a claim to best pound for pound.
Between time, between the mileage on him now, he's more of a B++ fighter.
Was it Canelo Alvarez's hand injury, or was it Canelo declining?
I think he's getting old. You know, he turned pro when he was 15 or 16. He got over 60 fights now. You know, he's only 32. You'd think that he'd be 82 as long as he's been around.
Did Canelo Alvarez make the biggest mistake of his career by choosing to sign with PBC on a 3-fight deal this late into his career? He's coming off 3 very lackluster performances against Dimitri Bivol in a loss, a washed Triple G, and a John Ryder that honestly didn't deserve to be in the ring with him that night. No disrespect to him, obviously, but I thought that a guy with 5 losses that late into his career has no business fighting for the 168-pound straps. To the boxing community, it's pretty well known that he was really pushing for that rematch against Dimitri Bivol at the original weight that the first fight was at, 175 pounds. However, Bivol had no interest in doing it at 175. He wanted to do it at 168, the division where Canelo is an undisputed champion.
Bivol wants to fight at 168 to try and become undisputed. He's about legacy, not just money. Canelo wants the same terms as last time because he wants the credit for victory. He doesn't want people saying, oh, you boiled Bivol down to 168.
So yeah, he seemed pretty dead set, impressed on continuing to go up in weight, but I think he really struggled to find the appropriate opponent. Therefore, he signs a 3-fight deal worth over $100 million with PBC. PBC has a lot of fights that don't favor Canelo, and I think it's the option that everyone in the boxing community expected him to avoid at all costs. So the way I look at it is either the money was too damn good, or he just feels like he has a point to prove. And the more than likely outcome is that it's a little bit of both. Obviously, the fight everybody wants to see is him versus David Benavidez, but we'll get there. The first fight on his 3-fight deal, as many of you know, is going to be Jermell, not Jermall Charlo, September 30th in Las Vegas, Nevada. The initial rumors were that he was going to fight Jermall Charlo, who hasn't fought in about 2 years now. But it ended up being Jermell Charlo, the undisputed 154-pound champion. I think there's a major argument to be made that Jermell is undoubtedly the tougher test for Canelo at this point in his career.
Jermell, which one do you think is better?
I don't know yet because I'm not being in the ring.
Right.
But I think Jermell is a better fighter.
And when I got the call, there's nothing that I can say other than jump on it. Let's go and let's get it. Because my whole career has been about almost chasing Canelo.
So by no means is that going to be an easy fight. Here's the thing with PBC. There's zero chance in hell that any of these 3 upcoming fights on this contract are easy. Because if he were to get past Jermell Charlo, the fight everyone's going to be pushing for is undoubtedly David Benavidez. And in a crazy world where he beats them both, that the 3rd fight on that contract is going to be another massive name. But here's the thing that I absolutely love about legends in any sport. When their back's against the wall and everyone starts to kind of doubt them, that's when you see them rise to the occasion. So as much as I'm impressed that Canelo chose to sign with PBC, I'm also not surprised. Many of you who may follow him on social media have been able to tell that there seems to be like an edge to him lately. There seems to be something there that he's hearing all the noise and he's pissed.
Let me tell you one thing. I don't need to get ready because I always ready.
I mean, when you look at boxing social media in any realm, anytime you hear the name Canelo, you also hear the name David Benavidez. Everyone seems to think the same thing, that Canelo wants nothing to do with him. I mean, can you blame the public for feeling that way? David Benavidez is a 168-pound apex predator. Mike Tyson even called him the Mexican Monster, and this dude's starting to build this aura about him that he's just invincible. You look on social media, everyone's saying that Canelo's ducking. David Benavidez even put him on his Instagram story saying, "Why are you scared of me?" in Spanish. Like, everyone's basically bullying Canelo into taking this fight. Which, I mean, it's cool to see the power of social media because I do feel like that noise had something to do with him signing this contract. Canelo's still only 33 years of age. It's not like he's super old, but he has 63 pro fights under his belt, countless wars, coming off of a hand surgery, and just hasn't looked quite right in his past 3 fights. However, he's still an all-time great, and you can't just bet against a guy like that. He knows everyone's doubting him, he knows what's at stake, and more importantly, he seems very motivated to remind us all who he is. If by chance he comes out of this PBC deal 3-0, there is no doubt in my mind, assuming that one of those fights is David Benavidez, that does wonders for his legacy. As much as I don't think he'll come out of that PBC deal 3-0, you can't just bet against a legend who feels he has something to prove. I think we're going to see the most motivated Canelo that we've seen in a long time. And I think more importantly, we as boxing fans need to respect that he took the perceived harder route. Because this late into his career, you could make the argument that he really doesn't have anything else left to prove. He could retire. That man makes about 40 mil per fight. He's probably got a lot of money in his pockets, but he still feels like there's something in him that needs to remind us all what type of fighter he is and what type of fighter he wants to be remembered as. So could signing that deal be the biggest mistake of Canelo's career? I mean, obviously I think that remains to be seen, but the good news for us is that we get to sit here and find out real soon.